This will be quick because I know Bob would want us to make it quick because it's hot. And I can hear him saying that. I think on behalf of Mike and myself, one of the things I'd like to say is you guys all knew the nice side of Bob. Try coming into the family. That's a little different. I can tell you many stories. I remember the first time I met Bob, I was so scared I didn't want to walk in the house, and then I was afraid to talk to him. But what a wonderful man. You know, the one thing that always sticks with me, and it's sort of funny, and I don't know if all of you know Lori and I's story. But Lori and I's story, we were dating for a while, and then we started looking for a house together. And the thing that sticks out to me the most is that we were sitting there, and we came back to the house, and we were trying to do this very quietly and subtly. And we come back one day, and Ellen had actually come with us. And when Mom came back, and I don't know how it got out so quick, but I sat down, and the first thing he says to me is, "You guys getting married?" And I look at Lori and I'm like, oh, no. Maybe. But, you know, that was,
maybe it's too hot.
But I mean, seriously, Bob was just an unbelievable spirit. And for me personally, Bob was right behind my dad. He was right there. There was a lot of times where I'd actually call Bob before I called my dad, just have it. And it was just the way things were. And Bob was just a fantastic individual, and the thing I want to reference the most is I wish Bob was there that day because Jake hit his first home run this year out of the park. And thanks, buddy, because he made it easier for me just doing that. He hit his first home run out of the park, and there were two people who weren't there who probably, or three, actually five, my parents, Mom, Dad, and Lori missed it. But I'm telling you, that was probably the proudest moment of our life. And just to hear the joy from everyone as we lived through.
I said that he was happy. He must be. I told Mom that probably Dad was happier than the day he married his wife.
The second. We'll get down now. But thanks, Jake.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, he called my father and Mom to let them know, and my dad couldn't speak. He laughed so hard at that he had just he couldn't even speak.
But I will, and I'll end on this. One of the best moments of my life, as much as I'm going to have to sit here and say I hated it too, it was bittersweet, was New Year's Day this past year. All of you know Bob's love for Michigan. Well, I'm a huge Florida fan. And it seems like there's only 2 times that they ever play each other, and the SEC goes against the Big Ten, and I'm 0-2. But it's since I've been married to this family. But I'll tell you, that day will always have a special place in my heart because Bob was his love for Michigan was just unrivaled outside of his wife. But you know, to this day, I'll always in spirit now. You know, Michigan's always been number 2, but they've just actually moved up a notch just because of his love for Michigan. And I can't root for the Cardinals, huh? Yeah.
They don't know you went to the game.
Yeah.
Oh, do they not know we were at the game? Oh. Well, we all went to the game together, and that was a very special moment. We sat 10 rows off the field behind the end zone, and so that was something very special for all of us. I'm sorry. But anyways, it's going on. But thank you guys for being here, especially for those of you who traveled long distances and had to get in the car after you got stuck on the runway. You know, we really appreciate that. Thank you guys for all your love and support. I don't know how to ever say thank you enough. We really appreciate it.
The one thing that Bob did do was once you got into his family was he made sure that you were a part of it. And that's the greatest thing that I can take from him. I, on the other hand, am an Ohio State fan, and my record was much better against Michigan. He still let me in his house, which was great. And so that I will always remember. And I just know he would not. I know he would not forgive me if I didn't come up and rub it in.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Hardest thing I've ever done.
Bob and I were together as man and wife for 41 years. But we were together before that for about 5.5 years. And nobody ever had a better 46 years than Bob and I. And as you can see, he was a terrific father, and he was the best husband that ever lived, there's no doubt. And Lori was wrong about one thing. He didn't have two terrific sons-in-laws. Bob didn't have son-in-laws. He had sons. That's the only way that we both looked at it. His grandkids, if you're really close to the family and you knew how he felt about his kids, you can imagine how he felt about his grandkids. They're just, if you looked at him and he was talking about him, sunbeams came out of his eyes. There's no doubt. Well, and he had a T-shirt that said, "Somebody special calls me Papa." And he wore that all the time. And Gabby and Jake always called Bob Papa. He was the best friend I ever had. And I honestly don't know what I'm going to do without him, but I know God's got a plan, so I'm in there with this guy. Some things that you don't know about Bob, he probably didn't, is his big and generous heart. He was a stem cell donor about 5 years ago, so if someone is now living that probably would have died because of him. He was a blood donor for the last 40 years, 50 years almost, and then this last weekend he became an organ donor. And with the shop, our shop participated in the charity cars for my sister's house, which is for abused women, so that they can have something where they can go out and get a job. He was really, really proud of that. Bob was a lifelong Cardinal fan until we got married. But he was still a Cardinal fan, but he became a Cub fan. And I'm the Cub fan who became a Cardinal fan. Even more of a Cardinal fan.
Heather Morning was a Cardinal in New York.
It's hard to believe that you could have two things. He was passionate about the Cardinals. And I'm about as passionate as you get about the Cubs. You have two people like that. So it's a kid. He made about right. And as the kid said, he was passionate about Michigan. And we just decided this year when we go to the game with the kids, and probably the best trip we ever had in our life. I'll never forget it. And then there's this church. Bob and I came to this church about 5 or 6 years ago when it was starting out. We've been searching and searching and searching. We haven't found any church that really appealed to us, and it just did. This is a real family in this church. And his dream was to see the building go up on this property. And that's why I didn't want flowers or anything else. We've got garden of flowers, but donations in his name so that we can see this building rise. And I can tell you, there's going to be one bright star when that is there. Tanya and Laura and I are just extremely proud of him. I mean, he, as a family unit, I don't think there's any stronger. I don't see how there could be. And we're going to miss him, but he raised some good kids because I was numb Saturday. I don't believe it yet. I still don't believe it, but these kids all kicked in, and they've been taking care of me right down the line. So those of you who knew him in business, I want you all to know that I'm going to do my darndest to keep this business running, and I know nothing about business, but I'm going to try because it was what he loved. And just like the kids said, I can't thank Bill enough for coming. I can't thank for all the cards and wishes on the phone and everything else. It's just been amazing. I mean, I just feel like I'm wrapped in love. That's all it's good. So just take our heartfelt thanks.